pleasure to speak with you. May I interest you in some of my fine wares? I appreciate your business. Take care.
You're a sneaky-looking sort. A pleasure to speak with you.
Welcome back everyone to my stream.
Go hurt something.
Yeah, I'll go hurt something. That's entirely the case of all that. Today we're going to test out some Azure Star functionality. But first we need to unload. Dagger. I like daggers. This sword is nice, and yet something is missing in my good book. Alright. Let's go back to the Imperial City and see what's what out there.
Coin for an old beggar.
But, really? A coin for an old beggar. We have a quest here. Brush with death. Let's go and fulfill it. Hello? Needs a key.
Please.
Of course I can. That's precisely why I'm here.
I'm Tavala Fantis. I apologize that I can't give you the respect a guest in my home would normally receive, but I am at my wit's end. I'm sorry to be so forward, but I desperately need your help. It seems that my husband, Reith, has gone missing, and I just don't know what to do. Go ahead.
First, let's increase your disposition towards us.
You don't make me laugh. Not bad, not. What a wonderful compliment. Don't. That's please. Is that so? Good one. Please. You're a big, fat liar.
I'm not fat. I'm an Israel cat.
That's pretty good. What a. You're a big, fat liar.
Alright, you want me to be fat? I'll be fat.
Reynold Germain? No, I don't know. He's staying over at Newland's Lodge, but you also might find him walking around town. Good luck. Yes, my husband is the Reith Lathantis. Have you heard of him?
No, please tell me all about him.
You haven't? That's strange. Reith is known far and wide as one of the best painters in all Cyrodiil. His specialty is setting the great forest to canvas. The paintings look so amazingly real that some say they can see the trees sway in the breeze. That's just a silly notion, of course, but it just goes to show the attention to detail Reith uses when he paints.
You said Reith is missing.
Yes, Reith likes to work in his studio with the door locked, so no one can disturb him. He usually comes out to eat dinner and sleep. But 2 days ago, he didn't come out at all. At first, I wasn't worried. He does that occasionally. But when he didn't come out for a full day, I unlocked the studio with a key he said to use only in emergencies. It turned out he wasn't inside. I'm sure he never left that room, so I have no idea where he's gone. Please help me find Reith. I love him dearly, and I'm so worried.
Don't worry, I'll find Wraith.
Oh, thank you so very much. Here's the key to Wraith's studio. You may come and go as you please. If you need me, I'll be around the house. Do hurry, I miss my love so much.
Alright.
Do be careful.
I of course will. Unusual painting to painted world. Ooh. After touching the painting Wraith had been working on, I suddenly found myself standing in a strange forest. It looks familiar, like the great forest in the heart of Cyrodiil, but something is different about it.
Where did you come from? You look real enough. You must be from the outside. Oh, thank goodness someone finally came. While I'm overjoyed to see a friendly face, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. You're stuck here like I am. Sorry to break it to you like that, but if it wasn't for that annoying thief, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Tell us about the thief. But first,
Yes?
let's increase your disposition towards us.
Not... Oh, please. Not... Oh, what a wonderful compliment. Well done. What a wonderful compliment. You... Is that so? Get up your way. No, you do me too much honor.
Tell us more about Thief.
I was in my studio when a Bosmer wearing dark clothing accosted me. Before I could call for help, he knocked me unconscious. When I came to, I found that the door to my studio was still locked and that the thief had snatched my paintbrush. That's when I saw it. There was something on the canvas of my painting that I hadn't put there. It looked somewhat like a troll, but it was badly done. Then it hit me. The Bosmer must have leapt into the painting, then painted guardians inside to protect himself using the brush of true paint.
Wow. Tell us about the brush of true paint.
I knew the secret of my success would be revealed one day. I can tell you all about the brush if you like.
Please do. We really need to know.
Very well. The brush showed up several years ago in the possession of an artist who was serving in the Arnesian War of 396. It seems an errant fireball had exploded next to him, and he lost the use of both arms. He was a stubborn man who didn't want to give up his talent. Being a devout follower of Dibella, he prayed to her for something that would allow him to express himself once more. She heard his plea and gifted him with the brush. It's said the bristles of the brush are woven from Dibella's own hair. That injured man was my father. He passed the brush on to me, and I intend to pass it along to my kin one day. Did you want to know how it works?
It should help us, so we really need to know how it works.
The brush allows the artist to paint from within a canvas. It opens a portal into which the artist may enter to paint things life-sized. All the painter has to do is have the brush in his possession, and whatever he imagines appears in the canvas. Of course, I like to wave it around anyway. It makes me feel more like a legitimate painter. I guess it all doesn't matter now. Unless you can defeat those painted trolls, we have no chance of getting the brush back.
Tell us more about painted trolls.
The trolls that the thief painted seem to have turned on their creator and killed him. He didn't know the brush had its risks. The creatures are now loose all over the forest, and in the clearing where I was still working. The brush is on the body of the Bosmer thief there. I will not be able to help you. I am not a warrior. But take these bottles of turpentine. They might help. Do be careful.
Tell us more about painted trolls.
I'll have to remember to remove the trolls from my painting before I complete this piece. Be cautious, friend.
Beautiful. Damage painted trolls plus 250. Now that's interesting. Painted troll fad. Let's recharge Azura's star. You have captured a soul.
supposed to be impressed.
Yo, bro. Наконец-то меня отдубасили. Надо, потому что я пытался меч зарядить. Вообще плохая идея. Здравствуй, ты тут не был? Это нарисованный мир. Мне этот квест уже очень нравится. Так, может попробуем его душу захватить? Просто из любопытства. О, захватывается. Отлично. Это нарисованный тролль. Тролль непростой, нарисованный. Так, нам нужно посмотреть, как наш кристалл заряжен. Гранд. Ну-ка, ну-ка. Хорошо заряжен. И пустынька вам сюда. Можем ли мы к нему подкрасться? Это было бы неплохо. Не вышло. На кинжал переходить. Этот меч слишком медленный. Ага. Убирайся, защищайся. Ты давно не получал по морде, а? Так. Нам нужно найти... Нам нужно найти труп вора. Вообще говоря, локация... Кто-то осуждает агрессию. Создавал Обливион не для этого. Но он уже куплен. Надо бустнуться. В бою. Очень смешно. Ты говоришь, что тебе нужно купить еще Обливион. Купить еще Skyrim. Наверное, надо было подзарядить камушек, ну ладно. В следующий раз. Так, где мне искать эту воришку? Сказали, что путь до него преграждают эти тролли. Так они постоянно здесь преграждают что-то. Так, камень заряжен, заряжен. Ах ты кусок тролля. Why walk when you can run has always been your motto. Now the miles of running and hours of swimming have paid off. You are an expert of athletics. Your rate of fatigue regeneration when running is increased by 75%. Ты можешь теперь бежать по зеленым волнам, если верить картинке. Да? Так, мы снова художника нашли.
Where did you come from? You look real enough.
Ой,
You must be
ой-ой.
from the outside. Oh, thank goodness someone finally came. While I'm overjoyed to see a friendly face, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. You're stuck here like I am. Sorry to break it to you like that, but if it wasn't for that annoying thief, we wouldn't be in this predicament. I'm listening. Please, you can't scare me. You can't scare me. Really now, you're such a charmer. Not goodness. What can I say? You can't goodness. You're revolting. I was in my studio when a Bosmer wearing dark clothing accosted me. Before I could call for help, he knocked me unconscious. When I came to, I found that the door to my studio was still locked and that the thief had snatched my paintbrush. That's when I saw it. There was something on the canvas of my painting that I hadn't put there. It looked somewhat like a troll, but it was badly done. Then it hit me. The Bosmer must have leapt into the painting, then painted guardians inside to protect himself using the brush of true paint.
Расскажи нам еще раз про Brush of True Paint.
I knew the secret of my success would be revealed one day. I can tell you all about the brush if you like.
Please do.
Very well. The brush showed up several years ago in the possession of an artist who was serving in the Arnesian War of 396. It seems an errant fireball had exploded next to him, and he lost the use of both arms. He was a stubborn man who didn't want to give up his talent. Being a devout follower of Dibella, he prayed to her for something that would allow him to express himself once more. She heard his plea and gifted him with the brush. It's said the bristles of the brush are woven from Dibella's own hair. That injured man was my father. He passed the brush on to me, and I intend to pass it along to my kin one day. Did you want to know how it works?
No, but please explain it to me.
The brush allows the artist to paint from within a canvas. It opens a portal into which the artist may enter to paint things life-sized. All the painter has to do is have the brush in his possession, and whatever he imagines appears in the canvas. Of course, I like to wave it around anyway. It makes me feel more like a legitimate painter. I guess it all doesn't matter now. Unless you can defeat those painted trolls, we have no chance of getting the brush back. The trolls that the thief painted seem to have turned on their creator and killed him. He didn't know the brush had its risks. The creatures are now loose all over the forest, and in the clearing where I was still working. The brush is on the body of the Bosmer thief there. I will not be able to help you. I am not a warrior. But take these bottles of turpentine. They might help. Do be careful.
Thanks, I guess. Let's talk about painted trolls.
I'll have to remember to remove the trolls from my painting before I complete this piece. Any luck yet? Be cautious, friend. Any luck yet? I'll have to remember. I knew the secret of my success would be revealed one day. I can tell you all about the... Be cautious, friend.
Как разнообразные методы. Вот трупик появился. Bosmer Thief. Не перестаешь удивляться, но, кстати, все делают нарисованные миры. I've retrieved the brush of true pain. I should go back and return it to Wraith, so together we can leave this strange landscape. Ну, в третьем Ведьмаке я помню, а в Dark Souls я еще не играл. Тот тоже себя замутил мирок. Ну и задумка классная, мне нравится. Тем более, что здесь этот лес действительно тоже красивый.
Good work. Now I can paint the portal home. After it's complete, you must go first, or else you'd be stuck in here forever. Follow me. No time to talk. Let's go home.
Let's. Wraith used the brush of true paint to paint a door back to his studio. I should now step through and return back to Tamriel. We've arrived back in Wraith's home. The painting is now sealed and Wraith is safe. I should speak to him when I have a moment.
Together.
Right. Oh, my love. You're home safe. I was so afraid.
If it wasn't for my friend here, you'd be right.
Come. You must need food and rest.
I will rest, but I must take care of our guest first. I don't know how to thank you. You have a good heart to help me get back home. I'll never forget what you've done for me. Here, please take this apron as a token of our friendship. It's not much, but perhaps it will help you in the future. All I ask in return is to keep the brush's existence secret. If word gets around that I have it, I'm afraid more than a lone cutpurse will visit me. Safe journey, Sergio.
Серьё? Хочешь нарисованный мир Тода? Так, он мне что-то дал. Надо исследовать, что он мне дал. Apron of Adroitness. Так, поднимает Agility Intelligence. Ну, это не особо воинский костюмчик. Вот это для воина. Ну что ж, мы это добавим в свою коллекцию. Кстати, уровень брони неплох. А что если мы его улучшим? Офигеть. Это как кристаллическая броня. Только без невидимости. Спасибо, чувак.
Please share the hospitality of our home. Everyone's saying there's trouble in Kabach. The whole town destroyed. Only a few survivors.
Только несколько выживших. Кто они? Где их имена?
Safe travels, my son.
Supposed to be in here.
Да ладно! Взяли, выгнали меня. Ох, эти скрипты. Наслаждайтесь гостеприимством нашего дома. И буквально спустя несколько минут пошли вон отсюда. Она похожа на жену Шрека, им пора делать маленьких Шреков. И я им мешаю.
Hello again, Lisa. What's done is done.
You're a sneaky-looking sort. I'm Magician Orantor of the Mages Guild. I divide my time between the Cheydinhal Guild and my own private studies at Willowbank.
О, ты нам нужен. Расскажи нам... А давай сначала... Диспозиция поднята. Расскажи нам слухи.
Half of the Council of Mages resigned when Traven took over the position of Archmage.
Окей. Расскажи нам про этот город.
I'm very fond of Cheydinhal. It's where I met my love, Eilenwy. Our lives are quite long, and choosing the right partner is very important.
Это лицо на заднем плане. Это капец. Так, расскажи нам про гильдию магов.
Trayvon has the best shield spell outside of the Arcane University. If you can cast it, it's definitely worth adding to your selection.
А теперь давай поговорим о рекомендации.
You'll need to see Falcar about that.
Ладно.
Goodbye.
Put the muscles on you.
Так, где Willow Bank? Банк. Банк можно ограбить? Он закрыт. Интересно, а что в банке? Я никогда не был в банке в этой игре. Это не похоже на банк. Где сейф? Где пиастры? Ну, мясо-то я могу забрать. Если ты там побываешь, банк перестанет существовать. Логично. Но, судя по всему, это не банк. Он может так называться. Это здание может так называться, но это точно не банк. По сравнению с моими карманными деньгами, конечно, не банк. Ну да. Так. Ну, раз мы принялись тащить отсюда ингредиенты, то надо это и делать. Так. Incident in Necrom. By Jonquilla Bothe. The situation simply is this, said Flaxith. His face as chiseled and resolute as any statue. Everyone knows that cemetery west of the city is haunted by some malevolent beings and has been for many years now. The people have come to accept it. They bury their dead by daylight and are away before Maser and Secunda have risen and the evil comes forth. The only victims to fall prey to the devils within are the very stupid and the outsiders. It sounds like a natural solution to filtering out the undesirables then, left Nitra at all middle-aged woman with cold eyes and thin lips. Where's the gold in saving them? From the temple. They're reopening a new monastery near the cemetery and they need the land cleansed of evil. They're offering a fortune, so I accepted the assignment with the caveat that I could assemble my own team to split the reward. That's why I've sought you each out. From what I've heard, you, Nitra, are the best bladesman in Morrowind. Nitra smiled her unpleasant best, and you, Osmic, are a renowned burglar, though never once imprisoned. The bald-pated young man stammered as if to refute the charges, before grinning back. I'll get you in where you need to go, but then it's up to you to do what you need to do. I'm no combateer. Anything Nitra and I can handle, I'm sure Masitha will prove her mettle. Flexith said, turning to the fourth member of the party. She comes on very good references as a sorceress of great power and skill. Masitha was the picture of innocence, round-faced and wide-eyed. Nitra and Osmic looked at her uncertainly, particularly watching her fearful expressions as Flaxith described the nature of the creatures haunting the cemetery. It was obvious she had never faced any adversary other than man and mare before. If she survived, they thought to themselves, it would be very surprising. As the foursome trudged toward the graveyard at dusk, they took the opportunity to quiz their new teammate. Vampires are filthy creatures, said Nitra, disease-ridden, you know. They say off to the west, they'll indiscriminately pass on their curse together with a number of other afflictions. They don't do that here so much, but still you don't want to leave their wounds untreated. I take it you know something of the spells of restoration if one of us gets bit? I know a little, but I'm no healer, said Masitha meekly. More of a battle mage. asked Osmic. I can do a little damage if I'm really close, but I'm not very good at that either. I'm more of an illusionist, technically. Nitra and Osmic looked at one another with naked concern as they reached the gates of the graveyard. There were moving shadows, stray specters among the wreck and ruins, crumbled paths stacked on top of crumbled paths. It wasn't a maze of a place, it couldn't have been any dilapidated graveyard, but even without looking at the tombstones, it did have one very noticeable feature. Filling the horizon was the mausoleum of a minor Cyrodiilic official from the Second Era, slightly exotic but still harmonizing with the Dunmer graves in a complementary style called Decay. It's a surprisingly useful school, whispered Masitha defensively. You see, it's all concerned with Magicka's ability to alter the perception of objects without changing their physical compositions. Removing sensual data, for example, to cast darkness or remove sound or smell from the air. It can help by a red-haired vampire woman leapt out of the shadows in front of them, knocking Flaxis on his back. Nitra quickly unsheathed her sword, but Masitha was faster. With a wave of her hand, the creature stopped, frozen, the jaws scant inches from Flaxis' throat. Flaxis pulled out his own blade and finished her off. That's illusion? Asked Osmic. Certainly, smiled Masitha. Nothing changed in the vampire's form except its ability to move. Like I said, it's a very useful school. The four climbed up over the path to the front gateway to the crypt. Osmic snapped the lock and disassembled the poison trap. The sorceress cast a wave of light down the dust-choked corridors, banishing the shadows and drawing the inhabitants out. Almost immediately they were set on by a pair of vampires, howling and screaming in a frenzy of bloodlust. The battle was joined, so no sooner were the first two vampires fell than their reinforcements attacked. They were mighty warriors of uncanny strength and endurance, but Masitha's paralysis fell, and the weaponry of Flaxith and Nitra clove through their ranks. Even Osmic aided the battle. "They're crazy," gasped Masitha when the fight finally ended and she could catch her breath. "Quara, the most savage of the vampire bloodlines," said Flaxith. "We have to find and exterminate each and every one." Delving into the crypts, the group hunted out more of the creatures. Though they varied in appearance, each seemed to rely on their strength and claws for attacking, and subtlety did not seem to be their style of any. When the entire mausoleum had been searched and every creature within destroyed, the four finally made their way to the surface. It was only an hour until sunrise. There was no frenzied scream or howl. Nothing rushed forward towards them. The final attack, when it happened, was so unlike the others that questors were taken utterly by surprise. The ancient creature waited until the four were almost out of the cemetery, talking amiably, making plans for spending their share of the reward. He judged carefully who would be the greatest threat and then launched himself at the sorceress. If Flaxis not turned his attention back from the gate, she would have been ripped to shreds before she had a chance to scream. The vampire knocked Masitha across a stone, its claws raking across her back, but stopped its assault in order to block a blow from Flax's sword. It accomplished this maneuver in its own brutal way, by tearing the warrior's arm from its socket. Osmic and Nitra sat on it, but they found themselves in a losing battle. Only when Masitha had pulled herself back up from behind the pile of rocks, weak and bleeding, that the fight turned. She cast a magical ball of flame at the creature, which so enraged it that it turned back to her. Nitra saw her opening and took it, beheading the vampire with a stroke of her sword. "So you do know some spells of destruction, like you said," said Nitra. "And a few spells of healing too," she said weakly, "but I can't save Flaxith." The warrior died in the bloody dust before them. The three were quiet as they trailed across the dawn-lit countryside back toward Necrom. Masitha felt the throb of pain on her back intensify as they walked, and then a gradual numbness like ice spread through her body. "I need to go to a healer and see if I've been diseased," she said as they reached the city. "Meet us at the Moth and Fire tomorrow morning," said Nitra. "We'll go to the temple and get our reward and split it there." 3 hours later, Osmic and Nitra sat in their room at the tavern, happily counting and recounting the gold marks. Split 3 ways, it was a very comfortable sum. What if the healers can't do anything for Masitha? Smiled Osmic dreamily. Some diseases can be insidious. Did you hear something in the hall? Asked Nitra quickly, but when she looked, there was no one there. She returned, shutting the door behind her. I'm sure Masitha would survive if she went straight to the healer, but we could leave tonight with the gold. Let's have one last drink to our poor sorceress, said Osmic, leading Nitra out of the room towards the stairs down. Nitra laughed. Those spells of illusion won't help her track us down, as useful as she keeps saying they are. Paralysis, light, silence, not so good when you don't know where to look. They closed the door behind them. Invisibility is another spell of illusion, said Masitha's disembodied voice. The gold on the table rose in the air and vanished from sight as she slipped it into her purse. The door again opened and closed, and all was silent till Osmic and Nitra returned a few minutes later. Эй. Что ж, концовка получилась неплохая. Так, это нам не нужно, потому что оно будет воровано, и это некому будет продать даже. Не сильно похоже на банк, это больше похоже на какую-то студию. Пустую студию надо отметить. Ладно, вываливаемся отсюда.
Is there a problem?
Не, никаких проблем.
Rat? Yes? Right? Is that so? That's...
What nonsense.
Gracious. What a hero. You... Don't waste your flattery on me. That's not bad. You see.
Отлично. Еще один квест за сегодня сделан. Точнее, один за сегодня сделан. Так, нам нужно разгрузиться. Разгрузиться мы можем у себя дома. Где наш дом? Вот он. Хорошую броню нам дал, но, к сожалению, она не дает невидимость. Пока что невидимость — это один из самых полезных навыков, которые у нас есть. Нехило мы там натаскали. Пожалуй, из этого надо что-нибудь сварить. Пожалуй, сохраню этот ингредиент ввиду его уникальности. Так, все отлично. Среди магов все спят. А нам было бы неплохо найти наш кинжал, который зачарованный.
My pleasure, really.
How quaint. How do you do? I'm Vorony. I'm guessing you're angling for an invitation to one of my super parties. Well, forget about it. Invitation only. And no invitation for you, stranger.
А что если у тебя сопру приглашение?
Yes?
И вообще, сдалась мне ваша вечеринка. Я устрою свою вечеринку с блэкджеком и
That's
шлюхами.
just you. My life is drab and wretched by comparison.
Я достаточно богат для того, чтобы сделать свою вечеринку и вообще открыть
That's
свой
just not funny.
клуб. Выкупить всю армию сиродила, чтобы они стали стрип-дэнсерами.
You gracious, what a hero. That my life is drab and wretched by comparison. That's not bad.
Расскажи нам про Корт.
You're not on my list, and that's all I have to say. If you were somebody, I'd know. But I don't, so you aren't.
Окей.
Goodbye.
Пока. Но перед тем, как ты покинешь поле нашего зрения, мы осмотрим твои карманцы. О, нет. Спасибо.
Is there a problem, citizen?
Он заплатил за свою грубость, поэтому мы более-менее довольны. 400 золота, как-никак неплохо. Так, просто идем по дороге. Мотаем головой на случай, если появятся новые локации. Вы кто? Так, камушек-то заряжен, интересно. Заряжен. Плинг. Потому что говорит про бой. Кто-то кого-то убил, что ли? Бандит. Бандитка, точнее. Забавно. Кто там ходит? Стражник? Да? Всадник-стражник.
Hello, citizen. I hope you're faring well in these difficult times.
Конечно.
Yes?
Как-никак у меня золота больше, чем у кого-либо в Сиродиле.
Talk tough to... I doubt it. What a wonderful compliment. Not... What a fool you are. Not... What a fool you are.
Берет, обзывается, смотри-ка.
Good? No. I doubt it. And... Long live the Empire.
Так, ну вообще говоря, по поводу его комментария, что раньше императоров убивали. Да, убивали, но были непрямые потомки. Блин, как будто ими в гольф играю. Так и не летаю. Красиво, конечно. Физика в игре очень хорошо работает. Деревушка по курсу. Это прекрасно. Может, мы даже какой-нибудь квест получим. Roland Jensen's cabin. Ладно, не будем вламываться. Вдруг человек просто хочет поспать. Вломимся как-нибудь попозже. В другой раз. Так, меня интересует этот прудик. В частности, растет ли возле него Нёрнрут. Вот новая локация. Так, уничтожая их, я уже начал задумываться о том, а стоит ли этот меч складывать. И мне так прикольно в боулинг играть, ой, пардон, в гольф, этими монстрами и существами. Пар! Не в ту сторону полетел. Кто атакует? Кто? Кто еще в гольф хочет поиграть? Что они какие-то слабые игроки. Где первый? You found Nagastani. Можно зайти. Можно немножко даже пограбить. Пока мы не перегрузимся, это будет недолго, потому что мы почти перегружены. Ага, огр. Ладно, мистер Огр. Нас немножко электризует. Так, не выбраны стрелы. Ты не должен мощно светить. Вставай. Я в свои пальцы попадать не буду. Неплохо. Эй. Еще стрелы, хорошо. Как настоящий кот, мы должны поиграться с этими кристаллами. Так, эти зомби нас даже не увидели. Прекрасно. Так, ну так можем все ограбить. Если тут реально будут такие маленькие вещи мне давать. Не тяжелые. Так, давайте оценим размеры. Концелер лука. Интересно, стрела разбилась, что ли? Золотое кольцо. Вонючая комната. Так, вот реально никакого контейнера нет. Нет. Контейнеры здесь отсутствуют. Уровень 2. Не так уж сильно нагрузились, можно продолжить. Скелет. Интересно. Не завидую тому, кто-то внутри находится. Интересно, можно ли это достать как-нибудь? Эти кристаллы. Ну что ж, нам удалось. Скелет. Золотишко не помешает, хотя непонятно теперь на что его тратить. Разве что остался один город, в котором можно купить недвижимость. Разве что все. Тупик. Ну, это, по крайней мере, пока что. Надо сообразить, как его открыть. время заряжаться. Ну и чиниться. Base Ring of Aegis. Защита 12% от всего входящего урода. Интересно, я не читал, как эта механика работает. Если я надену 2 кольца по 12%, то это будет 24%. Или 12... Или 12... Ну, это будет, получается, 1.12 умножено еще раз на 1.12. Полученный результат. Гольф, а? Ты тоже в гольф хочешь? Весело. Так, надо перезаряжаться. I have captured a soul. Так, какой тип у него? Grand. Хорошо, полная перезарядка. Так, теперь можно зажечь факелы и осмотреться. Заряжено. Что произошло? Отжигаем и смотрим. Остался только один тоннельчик и все. Удивительно, мы даже не перегружены. Кнопочка. Проходик открыт. Нет никаких тупиков больше. Прекрасно. Локация пройдена. И звук только что был. Как будто мы пихнули какой-то предмет. Ну ладно. Все еще ночь. 4 утра. Гольф. Фар. Гольф крабов. Всадник. Хотя бы он не пытается с явной ненавистью уничтожить всех оленей вокруг. Не видно его лицо практически.
That's great. How's it go again? You're full of it. I like that. Oh, please. Blah, blah. That's great. How's it go again? Emperor. Stay safe, citizen.
Колодец. Ну, целых 2 локации здесь. Состояние инвентаря почти перегружены. You drop power from the well. You found Wellspring Cave. Почему мы видим перед собой тролля? Где пещера? Вот она. Как интересно. Mages Guild Charter. Ощущение, что это квестовое место. Если забрали, грузики оставили. Очевидно, что здесь стоит больше. Как любопытно, пещера с 2 выходами. А здесь нужен ключ. Удивительно. Причем у нас ключа нет. И под водой ничего нет. А нет, какая-то пещерка есть. Просто выход. Пустая пещера. Даже как-то не особо интересно. Думаю, хоть скелет здесь будет. Форт Магия. Огр. Почти испугал меня. Это вообще мой фраг.
We're here to serve.
О, да, конечно.
All right. No more. You're frightening me. That's... Yes. Yes, whatever you say. That... What? Don't.
What nonsense.
All right. Stay safe, citizen. It's a dark time.
Темные времена. Здесь вокруг дофига локаций. Кажется, тут поблизости есть еще шахты и пещеры. Что ж, всем спасибо, кто сегодня был с нами. Я надеюсь, что вам понравилось. Особенно этот квест с нарисованными мирами, нарисованным лесом, нарисованными троллями. Но, к сожалению, все хорошее когда-нибудь должно заканчиваться. В этом случае очень хочется спать. Я желаю всем спокойной ночи и до следующего раза. А этого мы сейчас побьем. Ты нас видишь? Так, камень-то заряжен? Ну, нет. Еще раз всем спокойной ночи и до следующего раза.